Hey everybody, welcome to Off Grid with Brad and Kelly. We are having an awesome day.
Yes, it's snowing.
This is officially our first snow as
It
a
is.
family, each one of us. It's our, we were born and raised in Florida where the closest thing you got to snow was hail, and that was going to knock you out.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think way up in the panhandle, every now and then they get snow, but that was far from us.
Yeah, we make sandballs, not snowballs.
Exactly.
So this is an awesome experience for us. It's our first snow inside of our tiny home,
Yep,
and we did great.
we did. We were expecting snow, but we were expecting, like, okay, we'd look out in the morning, there'd be a little ice or something on the ground.
Right.
And this morning when we woke up, it was warm, like it was comfortable in the house. And then we look out the windows and
It's really snowing.
it's snowing.
Yeah.
Like, actual snow. But we were fine.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of our daily game plan going forward for these snowy days, for cold days, because we have days in the 20s and even in the teens coming up.
Yep.
Again, something that we're not used to as, just a family,
Right.
but also something that we have to prepare for in our tiny home, and we have to look forward to in our adventure going off the grid.
Yes. Yes.
And so one of those things that we're doing is kind of changing our daily routine. And so starting yesterday, and this is part of why we were so comfortable last night, we are kind of changing the way that we cook inside of the house.
Yes.
And so every day at about 11 o'clock or noon, we're going to start to raise our bread for that day.
Yep. I make a slow rise, no knead bread. It's my usual bread. Start it in the morning, cook it at night. It used to be opposite, and we would start it at night and then cook it in the morning and have that for lunch or dinner or something that day.
Right.
But, it cooks in a 400-degree oven for around 40 minutes. So doing it at nighttime, we did it last night. It really warmed up the house. I think that was part of why we were
So comfortable.
so comfortable.
Yeah, because you're turning on the propane oven for an hour
Right.
with the preheat.
Yep.
And so that's putting out 500 degrees, 400 degrees.
Oh yeah, and we had a no door open rule
Right.
after about 10 o'clock, I think it was.
Yeah.
So all of that heat kind of stayed inside.
Right.
And
So that's kind of our game plan. Is every day we're going to start our bread rising early in the afternoon, and then at night we'll be baking it. And
Yep.
so, usually to conserve propane, Kelly will bake 2 to 4 loaves at a time.
yes,
But instead, we're going to bake a single loaf a day,
yes,
but plan the next day's meals off of that entire loaf.
right, yep,
So like today we're making pizza bread, and
Right.
so Kelly will take that bread and slice it up into about 2-inch wedges, put pizza sauce that she'll make and mozzarella cheese on top,
yep.
and then put that in the oven for 10 minutes until
Right,
the cheese
yeah.
melts.
It doesn't take very long, so we're not really using very much more propane.
Right, and so we're going to, instead of cooking in bulk to conserve the propane and still cooking the next day, we're going to use that everyday bread baking to eat the next day.
Right, yeah, that'll be our meal for the next day. And, I might make baked chicken
Right.
and bread, and then we'll have sandwiches, and
That's
that
right.
doesn't really take any heating up.
That's right, or cheese sandwiches, or really
Right.
anything.
Yeah, and so that's just our way of warming the house up,
Right.
and we're still conserving our propane.
Yep. And so let's talk a little bit about our sleeping arrangements. The boys sleep upstairs in the loft, where it stays like 5 to 7 degrees cooler or warmer all the time.
It is so much warmer up there, and we don't have to worry. The little one really dislikes blankets.
Yes, right.
So because he's up on the top where it is warmer, I don't have to worry about constantly putting a blanket back on.
That's right. And so the boys were throwing snowballs at each other. So we treat every day kind of like a camping trip, and we just
Yeah.
always have that for our sleeping arrangements. We've always done that.
Yeah.
I've slept in my 0-degree USGI sleeping bag for years.
Yeah. Just because it's comfortable, it's warm, and
And that way,
It
if a
works.
disaster strikes, or if we had to evacuate, or just when I go camping, it's like sleeping at home because
Yeah.
I'm always sleeping in my bag.
yep, it's no different.
That's right. You know, the boys, they have their own 0-degree bags. They have wool blankets, some nice thermals.
Yeah, footed PJs. So then, you know, they kick a blanket off while your pants aren't riding up and all that. So
Yeah.
kind of.
And admittedly, Kelley doesn't like the noise of the sleeping bag as much.
I don't.
But it's just something you get over, you know,
Yeah.
that you deal with
Yeah.
to stay warm.
Exactly.
And then we're just getting ready. And now we have to think of days like today, 'cause we asked some friends nearby, you know, is this normal to have it? Because today was actually a snowstorm warning, not just a wintry mix, like they called it.
Yeah, we were questioning what exactly a wintry mix was. But
Yeah, so we're kind of getting everything ready. I think the first thing that we have to consider is, you know, just winterizing everything as if this were to happen every day.
right, yeah, you have to kind of prepare so that when it does happen, we're not like, oh my goodness, what do we do?
That's
Where
right.
we already have it ready and we're like, oh, okay,
That's
it's
right.
snowing. Okay.
So I want to know your guys' thoughts. What do you think about our plan to bake a loaf of bread every day to warm the house up and offset that extra propane use the next day by not using the oven, really?
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts about our sleeping arrangements, that we, you know, have the boys upstairs in the loft where it's warmer for them, and we all use our winter sleeping bags and stay warm all the time. We even use them in the summer. We just don't zip them up, and, you know, they just kind of go over you, and if your feet cold, you have socks on or you put your feet in the bag.
Yep, exactly. Kind of easy.
Yep. So what are your thoughts on that? Would you do something similar? Do you think it's smart to get ready for camping or a disaster by kind of treating your everyday life like, you know,
Every day.
is a camping trip?
Yeah, right.
So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We hope that you guys are enjoying your pre-winter storms or your winter storms. And as always, from Kelley and I to you and yours, stay safe and keep watch.
Bye.